PGR is giving away another meta S-rank totally free, Lilith Daemonissa. And it's a good thing too, because she debuts alongside Ishmael Parhelion, who is, very not free, because she's priceless. As usual, I'll explain who these ladies are, where they fit into the meta, how to snag this one without spending a dime, and whether this other one is worth all the hype. We'll start with the observer herself, Ishmael Parhelion. Ishmael has been around for a very long time now, first appearing way back in 2022 in Global as the mysterious Merciful One. Since then, many players expressed their wish for her to become playable, and now she's finally on the banner as an S-rank Nihil Observer. Wait, what the heck is an Observer? Observers can switch between being either an amplifier or tank, depending on who else is on the team. Right now, Ishmael is the only one who has this ability. So, if you pair her with an amplifier, she will function as a tank. If you pair her with a tank, she'll function as an amplifier. And if you pair her with an amplifier and a tank at the same time, she will, well, be basically useless. So don't do that. But that's not all. Along with her native Nihil damage, Ishmael Parhelion will also support elemental damage based on her team. And she's not some flimsy fill-in either. Ishmael's buffs and shred will always be comparable to the current best tank or amplifier of the element she is using. So, for example, if you stick her on a fire team with the amplifier Live Imperia, Ishmael will shred enemy fire resistance almost as effectively as Watanabe Epitaph. And if you put her on a lightning team with the tank Nanami Star Trail, she will buff lightning damage almost as effectively as number 21 Feral. But you may have noticed I said almost. Ishmael Parhelion may be super versatile, but if you're using her off-element, she isn't quite as good as the dedicated constructs for their respective roles. You didn't really expect her to power creep every tank and amplifier in the game, right? Also, keep in mind, she doesn't work with physical teams. Like, at all. But enough about roles, let's talk about meta. For the Nihil team, you'll want to pair Ishmael with Luna Oblivion, of course. They are both a Nihil element, and they both inflict the disruption effect. The third member of the Meta Nihil team is always changing, but on release, you'll want to pair her with a really good amplifier, such as Lilith Daemonissa, who releases at the same time. Isla Kaleido is also good if Ishmael is at higher ranks. However, in the very near future, Vera Garavor will be the best addition to the Nihil team no matter what rank Ishmael is at least until we get our third dedicated Nihil construct. Someday. Now let's talk weapons. Just like how Ishmael can serve the role of tank or amplifier, her 6-star signature weapon will also adjust depending on her team. If she's acting as a tank, it will provide a 10% shred bonus, and if she's an amplifier, it will provide a 10% buff bonus. Her weapon will also provide her more orbs, which makes her rotation smoother. It's nice to have, but not essential to her kit. Remember, weapon banners are permanent, so there's no FOMO. If you want to get it later, you can do so anytime. And with so much to look forward to in PGR, you might want to save your BC. Looking at you, Devil May Cry collab. Fortunately, your wallet will catch a break thanks to the free meta S rank releasing alongside Ishmael, Lilith Daemonissa. Lilith is an S-rank dark amplifier and replaces one of the oldest amplifiers on the roster, Selena Capriccio. But don't despair, Selena fans, you'll be seeing Selena again very, very soon. For the best dark team, you'll want to pair Lilith with the dark attacker Lamia Lost Lullaby and the dark tank Karena Nashir. Lilith also has the Plasma Beam effect, meaning she's meta on a second team with Lucia Pyroth and Nanami Star Trail. Lilith is a huge help here, as she can generate electric current very quickly, so Lucia can dish out the effect damage. And like I mentioned earlier, Lilith is also one of the best picks for the Nihil team, at least until Vera Garavor shows up. But the best thing about Lilith isn't just that she's super strong, versatile, or terrifyingly beautiful. She's also 100% free. And not just for a limited time. No, Lilith is free permanently, just like Capriccio who came before her. But don't panic. Obtaining Lilith is much easier than grinding endless levels of Recitativo di Fantasia. I am so glad I never have to see this dragon again. But speaking of the dragon, when the Commandant chases it, they run like a dog, right? No! Here's how it works. Lilith has her own special banners and an associated shop. You can pull on the banners with unique tickets earned by doing dailies, weeklies, and events. Her first banner is permanently available, and it will give you one free copy of Lilith and her free 6-star signature weapon. Once you get all the rewards, the first banner will close, and you'll have access to Lilith's second banner. Unlike the first banner, this second banner will only be available during her debut patch. On it, you can get a duplicate Lilith by 60 pulls. Unfortunately, there are not enough free unique tickets to pull all the way to the 60 pull pity for this banner, so if you want to guarantee a Lilith dupe, you're going to have to spend BC or yellow tickets. But it's not all bad news. On this banner, it's only 200 BC per pull, instead of the usual 250. Plus, if you go to pity, you'll get 3,000 tickets back. The other goodie you'll receive for pulling on both banners are these casino chips. The chips can be used in Lilith's shop, where you can get 20 of her Inver shards and her cub. And for a limited time, you can also get her fabulous Art Deco coating too. Since Lilith's first banner and shop are permanently available, any player will be able to obtain Lilith Daemonissa, her weapon, her cub, and 20 of her Inver shards totally free. And if you take advantage of her debut, you can also get an extra Lilith and her coating too for a discounted BC cost. But that's not all. If you want to evolve Lilith even further without spending pull currency, you can get the rest of her Inver shards in the voucher shop. Vouchers can be earned through various game modes, so anyone can get Lilith to triple S rank if they're patient enough. And you may just want to do that, because not only does triple S rank give Lilith a bunch of buffs, but it also will cause the QTE cooldown to reset whenever a party member switches in. More QTEs means more damage for the whole team. Okay, but after all that, should you pull for Ishmael Parhelion or Lilith Daemonissa? Well, obviously, no one needs to pull for Lilith. She's permanently available, and PGR will give her to everyone just for playing the game. But Ishmael's situation is trickier. You should pull Ishmael if you want the best Nihil team, or you are missing some of the latest elemental tanks and amplifiers. Ishmael can fill in your roster. However, you might not want to pull for Ishmael if you're saving for future S ranks. Selena Pianissimo and Vera Garivor are right around the corner, and unlike Lilith, they are not free. You're saving for the gacha coatings. Both Luna Oblivion and Lucia Pyroth are getting special coatings that can be purchased with BC. While looking good won't make your account stronger, it might make you happier. I get it. You also might not want to pull for Ishmael Parhelion if you're planning on getting her on the beginner banner in a couple patches with a blue target. You can only get one freebie per year, but Ishmael isn't a bad choice. And lastly, and perhaps the most common reason you may not want to get Ishmael is if you're saving for the highly anticipated Devil May Cry 5 collab. And if that's you, you should definitely watch this video, where I explain how to get a free copy of Dante and how best to obtain Virgil while they grace PGR during the limited time DMC collab. Now even I'm motivated.